Hello and welcome to Midwest Fantasy Football, week number 15, week number 1 of the playoffs, or playoff semifinal. Semifinal? No, quarterfinal. Quarterfinal is a better term. I don't have a high score or a closest game to cover. We're just going to run through each of the playoff matchups, talk about each of them, kind of cover something from each game. We're going to preview what's coming next week, just to let you know what the next weekend looks like. So the first matchup that we picked to look at, which was the 3 versus the 6 matchup. The number 6 seed, Alex's Curse of the Bambino, took down Brandon's Blown Call, 115 to 99.5.
Yeah, Brandon was just a straight-up Gabe Davis victim this week. I understand the play, obviously, the straight projections girl I am, but Josh Palmer, week-to-week consistency, I don't know. It was rough, though.
We have talked about the Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is so touchdown dependent. Either he's a fucking slam dunk or he is absolute shit. And this is definitely a shit week.
Yeah, as in Gabe Davis got 0.0 points.
Did he even get any targets in this game?
No, there is no targets.
No passes? Oh, he did get a target. They at least tried to throw him the ball once.
Yeah. Okay, they did not note the target here.
Yeah, I did not denote that on that. So
okay.
Anything you want to weigh in on the other side for Alex?
Alex, his wide receivers there kind of carried the day. Of course, Purdy had a great week as well with 4 touchdowns. Quite honestly, Alex could have done it better with what he had. Played everything exactly. We're having a power surge right now at the house. That's kind of weird.
No, I think the light in that bulb is starting to go to shit. And it's kind of flickered up and on and then, no.
Okay, well, sorry guys. But anyway, Alex couldn't have played this better, straight up. So that's good. It was a pretty straightforward matchup there. Also, too, a bright spot for Brandon in this blowout was Tucker Kraft. Maybe turning into a solid keeper there.
Tucker Kraft on the bench?
Yeah, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, fair enough.
But, he's up to wide receiver... He was wide receiver, 17? Tight end 17 this week. So, yeah. That's not terrible for a tight end, right?
And the thing is had he played over Gabe Davis, that would have been a win.
Yes.
This is 15-point margin.
But who's gonna play the tight end even in the flex spot? Where
it happens from time to time in this league. Here, look right here. Gabe Cole Kmet in the flex spot right there. It does happen. Now his main tight end was George Kittle. So you're definitely getting George Kittle into your lineup.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as a 6th seed, Alex is going to move on to the semifinals, the next week's matchups. Moving on to our next matchup, Drew's 49 Problems takes down Derek's Nobody Can Fuck Me Like I Can, 110.5 to 106.4. Derek, it was a hell of a run. You got there all the way from the low part of the season, from where you were, all the way to sneak into the playoffs. Maybe with a little help, maybe not. Only to come up short.
This is where I insert the picture your wife sent me from last night.
Oh, so you want me to do some photo editing here? Or
yeah,
what?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I screenshotted it because that's the kind of friend I am. But anyway, how I was going to say is, yes, nobody can fuck you like you can because Arlie's too busy laughing at you. So, yes, thank you, Arlie, for that picture. Quite honestly, on paper, you looked good, Derek, but... your bench would have given your starters this week for a run for their money. Everything that went wrong for you, there could have gone wrong for you this week, did go wrong. Your bench had 65 points, and you put up 106, man. And it's straight projections again. That's why you play the game, I get it. But you just got kind of screwed. Also, too, if you would have gotten Amari Cooper in, you probably could have won.
Or Jackson Smith and Jigma.
Yeah.
Really, you did not benefit from the late designation of Tyreek Hill not playing. I'm not entirely sure at what point they announced that he was not going to play. Sunday, inactive. Oh, so he was inactive 10:30 Sunday morning. That's normally what they do. So, but people have lives. I get it. You got stuff going on. I think you're still coaching high school or coaching kids hockey, right? So if you were busy with a game or whatever, you had to make the call. Understandable.
Also, to go talk about Drew, Jared Goff is good, yo. Like,
Yeah.
that's about all I got to say about his week. He had 31 points from Mr. Goff.
The Lions have been hot. Like,
I
the
know,
Lions are
right?
hot, or they're cold, or they're hot, or they're cold. They're not... Like, Green Bay's... The game against Green Bay, they look like crap. And now, again, like, 31 points.
And, Deebo Samuel also had a great week, as well as the San Francisco defense gutter stopping Arizona there. So
No, it is Arizona.
yeah. So otherwise, that was a good, entertaining matchup. So
Yeah. So the higher seed here, Drew's is the 4th seed over Derek's the 5 seed. Drew moves on to next week's semifinals. Switching over to our deuce matchup, we're going to cover the matchups in the middle first because they're actually properly matched up through the Yahoo system. It's easier for us to track and talk about. So we're going to talk about the first matchup, which was Eric's poo-poo knocking off Lee's A Very Sad Ending. The original score of that game was 137.2 to 121.2. Anything to say about either of these two matchups?
this was really a defensive struggle. Like, straight up, I have been a long time since I've seen a defense that scored 17 points get outplayed by a defense that had 19 points. So Eric had the New Orleans D for 19 points, and then Chicago D put up 17 for Lee. Straight up, looking at Eric's matchup, his lineup, he played everything pretty much. No surprises there. Everything on paper looked great. Even his defense on the bench got 10 points this week. And then Javonte Williams just really didn't do much, but in the end it didn't matter. Also, Njoku had a great week. He put up 26 points for Eric. As for Lee, Derrick Henry is old. Maybe should have tried. I don't know. Singletary on your bench for 24 points.
Oh, 4 carries for 9 yards?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Or you would throw T. Higgins in, maybe in a flex spot for 22. You had the points on your bench to win it, but straight up looking at projections makes sense. Understand why you played it, why you did. So that's just one of those weeks that are kind of painful. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? So
Yeah, so with the loss, Lee gets added that extra 20 points that he needs us for Yahoo to track him as a win. That bumps him up into the semifinals in the deuce bracket next week. So congrats to Eric. You will not be the deuce a second year in a row. So props there. Moving on to our next matchup, we've got Nick and Will's Nick's T-bowling for Columbine and Will's Usuck McBain. Nick ended up getting the win, 116.3 to 102.7. Anything you want to say for Nick's team here?
Yeah, Nick won despite Najee Harris giving up a fumble and having 1 point. And Will having the converse of that. He had Warren for, who did almost 12 points of work for the Pittsburgh backfield. So, yeah, he had to also suffer, mediocre Mahomes. I think that's what we should just be calling him now.
That was his trade. He traded for him mid-season, and it has not looked great.
No.
But you will not join the curse of the Miles Sanders owners, and you will not be the deuce.
Yeah.
Even if you left Miles Sanders on your bench most of the season, so which was probably a good decision, actually, all speaking,
Yeah, bright spot for Will was Jahmyr Gibbs with 27 points. And, he made the most of what he had and didn't leave any big points on the bench, so it looks pretty good. So, but he has $44? Oof, yeah.
That's what he drafted him for,
Yeah, but still, that's worth it. That's worth it. Unfortunately, it wasn't
but
worth it this week
whether he's a good keeper or not at that point, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
no, also, you're still in the deuce pool at this point. So
unfortunately, actually, I just looked at your lineup here, and you have Jamar Chase, who I believe is now out for a couple of weeks. So that's going to force you to probably start Drake London in your wide receiver 1 spot. So you're going to be running Devonta Smith and Drake London, and then have to flex into your. I don't know what you're going to flex into your running back spot in your flex spot. You probably have to pick somebody up off the waiver wire, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So either way, Will with the loss, you end up. I'll give you that 20-point bump. You take over the lead from Nick. You move on to the next round, the semifinals. I won't have to do any more manual point adjustments at this point. So if you win next week, great, you're out. If you lose, you move on into the championship for the loser bracket for the deuce, and we will see what happens at that point. All right, so the next two matchups are a little harder to talk about, and there's not nice scoring or anything like that. Chris, you scored like 180 points. Your team fucking dominated this week. You were playing Tom's Ruptured Chubb, who scored like 107, something like that.
Okay, sorry. Let me fix the
we
paper.
wrote these numbers down. It was tough to track. So, do you have anything you'd like to weigh in about Chris's gigantic performance from CMC and whatever else came behind it?
45 points from Christian McCaffrey, obviously. Also, only thing I got to add is happy 10-year Justin Tucker anniversary. Tuckerversary? Yeah.
So I texted
That's it.
Chris this weekend. I saw it come up on my Facebook memory. I think it was last Saturday.
You called it. It was uncanny.
What?
You called it or something like at halftime because that's why I was laughing so hard when you showed it to me.
So Justin Tucker had 3 field goals in the first half and 3 field goals in the second half. That was the game on Monday Night Football that I got eliminated. I lost my best shot at the championship so far due to Justin Tucker, which spawned the whole thing about Chris and I fighting over Justin Tucker every year in the draft now. That was literally 10 years ago. Well, that happened this last weekend 10 years ago. So I sent Chris a happy anniversary text message, even though, he can go fuck himself. So
yeah. Also, Chris didn't need to go that hard because, unfortunately, Tom left all of his good players on the bench this week.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Leaving 50 points on the bench, that's kind of painful. Also, your bright spot, Trey McBride did real well with 20 points. The Indy defense put up almost 17 points. Also, the no-name that started as the Minnesota quarterback, serviceable. We'll go with serviceable. So he had a pretty decent week.
He got hurt though, right? Oh no, he started. Yeah. Wow. I'm getting desperate times for starting third-string quarterbacks from Minnesota. Yikes. 2% start rate and 1% in diamond. So not great. But you got another chance to see redemption from him, anyways. I was looking though, thinking about going forward. Your Trey McBride start is you got him for $1. Like he's going to be a good keeper potentially next year. Who won't be a good keeper? That would be Darren Waller, who you opted to stick into your flex spot just maybe because you feel like you have to for that bet that you're going to lose to Derek. Unfortunately, he was hurt for a couple weeks, and that knocked him out of my bet. But you have no salvation from him, anyways. So he's got to be averaging top 2 scored points per game.
Oh.
And he's like 15. So
feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. So with the loss, Tom moves on to play in the semifinals next week. Over on the other matchups, Aaron's picking so bad it hurts, knocks off Trent's JT Make Me Great Again. Trent put up like 132. Aaron put up
145,
something like that. So, that light is really annoying. One of the bulbs must be getting close to being dead, so I'll have to swap that out at some point. All right, what do you got to say about Aaron? Anything?
I was going to look at Kyron Williams. Put up, 28 points?
27 and a half.
Yeah. Also, the Las Vegas defense put up 28 points. So, interesting week there.
He got off to a really good start because Thursday night in the game versus it was Raiders-Chargers on Thursday night. He had both the Raiders defense put up 28 points and Devontae Adams who put up 24 points. So he was up 51-0 after Thursday through 2 players. That's a really good start, especially playing 2 Raiders players.
And Trent, at least you can console yourself with Sam Laporta. That was a great pickup. He put up 28.6 points for you this week. Unfortunately, everybody else kind of took the week off a little bit. Your other bright spot, Jake Browning keeps on being giving you a 4-quarterback dilemma. And what else we got here? Your running backs, 13 points. Yeah. Otherwise, that was that trade. Although everybody thought you kind of got hosed, apparently you didn't. So good work there on probably one of the better trades this year.
Yeah, so. The big trade this year, which was the Tyreek Hill for Sam Laporta trade, in which everyone thought you were absolutely crazy and out of your mind. You have absolutely slam dunked that, and Sam Laporta looks like he is going to be a great keeper value for next year. So we will hopefully see that going forward. I think the other thing to note on this matchup was that this was the lineup of questionables. I think you were going to call out is that there are 6 players who are listed as questionable for Trent for going into the next weekend. So we will see, if he gets half of them to play, if he gets all of them to play, who the heck knows. Yeah. But it'll be interesting going forward.
Yeah, he may be in the cesspool.
Yeah.
Last week.
So going forward, looking into the playoff matchups for next weekend. So Scotty B, he's number 1 seed. He's got projected for 112 points, taking on the 6th seed Alex's Curse of the Bambino. He's projected for like 105 points, so that's about a 7-point margin right now. Myself is the 2 seed Puka Smurf. I'm playing Drew's 49 Problems. He's the 4 seed. That projection is 119 to 85. I have zero doubts that will be much closer by that point in time. That seems like a lot, and I have to imagine he's going to make some changes to see if he can adapt that lineup. So I'm sure that matchup will be much closer by that point in time. Over on the deuce bracket, there's only 2 matchups that matter. So we've got Lee's A Very Bad Ending playing versus Trent's JT Make Me Great Again. That's currently favored for Lee's A Very Sad Ending, 106.5 to 97.5. And then we've got Tom's Ruptured Chub taking on Lee's You Suck McBain. That matchup's pretty much a coin flip. It's only about a point different right now, with Will's You Suck McBain taking 93.75 to 92.4. So that one's a really, really close matchup. Next week is Christmas. Knowing that we'll probably be home Tuesday, so we could potentially put a video up sometime on Tuesday. You're working Tuesday though, right? So
no, I work Wednesday, not Tuesday, but whatever.
You don't have to work Tuesday?
No, it's a holiday for me. That's why I have to work Friday.
So then potentially Tuesday we can get a video up sometime during the day on Tuesday, just so it'll be another one of these commentary videos where we'll just kind of talk through what's going on, give you a preview for what's going on, and then the weekend of the championship, we will probably not have a video because we're going to be in Jamaica with a bunch of other people from the league, and it'll be very nice. Maybe we'll post a video from Jamaica. That'll be great. I'm sure you'll all love to see that. So, otherwise, good luck to everybody in week 16 in the semifinals. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you around.
Bye.